After the turnover, Brown. A little too fancy in that sequence. Even fancier on the other side.
Going to get good looks when you consider once you break the pressure of Eastern Kentucky, you're going to have wide open shots on the backside.
Off the turnover. Cards in transition, the easy finish. Enoch, in which you did. When there's still a couple of question marks, maybe in the backcourt. Who's going to get Miami, Ohio up next before a trip over to Lexington?
That was another attempt. Well, maybe not an attempt, but almost another bank three. I'm not sure that they tried to do it. This young man right here, Stephen Enoch, when he
come to play for us here, but you got to hang on. You know, it's that time of year. You know, I call it poaching season. So some of these other schools are out there trying to look at some of our guys, but we got to do a great job. I think we've sold our school well. These guys, a lot of these guys have already pledged back before we even played a game, and so they're really excited about what we got going on.
So at Hargrave Military Academy, but he mentioned to us EKU on campus get the program to the next level. And that was one of the selling points that got him to Richmond, Kentucky.
Which was an all-star game played by many of the young players that were coming to Louisville and going to Kentucky and Indiana and places in the region. And Darius Perry, I believe, scored 28 points in that. Is it Fresh Kimball, or do they continue to do it by committee, in which, you haven't seen many successful teams have a point guard by committee over the past, probably 10 to 15 years of college basketball. Normally the successful teams have that one guy that they look forward to running the show.
We talked with Scott Satterfield back in the first half. Going to give you a football comparison. It's like having two quarterbacks. If you got two quarterbacks, you really don't have a singular quarterback
on the bench. And he likes to score the basketball, so keep an eye on Wara as this one goes along.
I tried to figure out creative ways to do that playing JV hoops back in the day. I could never score from the bench, which is where I said all the time, Enoch.
Well, that was one of Chris Mack's first phone calls once he got the job at Louisville, recognizing Dino Gaudio had been a head coach at Wake Forest and knew the ACC very well, of course, from big coaching as well as television, as you mentioned, with ESPN. So that was one of his first calls, bringing Dino Gaudio out of the shadows onto the forefront, and Coach Gaudio's had a great time back with Chris Mack and being a part of
9 from the floor. He has been rock solid,
but how about
doubling his season average?
And how about this? Maybe didn't like the way they were performing, and I'm sure we'll see them back in the game.
That's something perhaps you'd like to see the roles reverse, and Wara maybe doing a little bit more of that for his teammates to get this team to the next level.
And I don't want to be critical of Jordan Wara, because I think he's a great basketball player.
Sure.
I really like